What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you guys on how I make the lobster bait tube. So first off, you're going to need either PVC pipes or ABS pipes. These were hooked up free to me, so shout outs to Glenn in San Pedro, but he gave these to me for free. But if you're gonna go and buy them out in Home Depot or Lowe's, about 2 feet of these and about 4 inches in diameter, it's gonna run you about 20 to 25 bucks. But if you are not wanting to spend that kind of money and did what I did was I went on OfferUp, and Glenn had posted his posting on OfferUp to offer these for free, and so they're not going to be online every day, but if you search it enough, you'll run into these deals where these contractors, when they're done with their projects, they don't have any other use for them, so they just leave them laying in the backyard. And they'll post it up, and you can come by and pick it up, or you can ask Home Depot or Lowe's. Sometimes the contractors will leave the leftovers in the back of Lowe's or Home Depot, and you can pick it up from there as well. So to start off, as you may already know, in my last trip out catching lobsters, the lobsters, or the sea lions, they did this to the bait cage. Yeah, I wouldn't believe it if I didn't witness it, but the sea lions are very strong, and they're able to, even with these lids zip tied, they are very strong there, and they're able to pry these open with their mouth, or whatever they use to pry these open and get the bait out. So because of that, I'm going to be switching out this bait cage with a bait tube, and that's what I'll be working on today. So a few things you're going to need. You're going to need to, of course, measure how big of a bait tube you want it to be, depending on the size of your hoop net. And it's all preference, but depending on the size, on how big you want your bait tube to be, I like it to be proportionate to the hoop net. So I would say about 9-10 inches long for the bait tube. So this is going to be, the bait cage is 8 inches long. I'm thinking about making this about 9 inches long. So from there to here, doesn't have to be exact. Exact, so the whole concept is getting bait in there and attracting the lobsters, right? So if you have a big mackerel, you don't want your bait tube to be too small at this time. You can't fit the whole mackerel in there, so you have to cut the mackerel in half or in thirds. But if your bait tube is long enough, you can stuff the whole mackerel in there. It's just a lot more convenient than having to cut up mackerel in pieces, or sardines, or whatever bait you use. So now that I got my marking, I'm going to go ahead and cut that part off. Alright, so a few other things you're going to need is, of course, the saw. And then you're going to need a drill bit. The drill bit that I use is the size 3/8, because you want the holes big enough, right, to be able to release the scent with the bait, but you don't want it too big so that bait can fall out of the bait tube. So yeah, so the size drill bit I use is 3/8. Okay. Next thing is you're going to need to buy these. These are PVC ABS pipe caps, and they're about 50 cents. I got these at Home Depot. So the total cost of me making this PVC or ABS bait tube is $1. Now of course you can always go and buy them. I think they run anywhere between 20 bucks or 30 bucks or whatever, depending on the brand, the kind, how big. But yeah, I mean, why spend money when you can make it on your own? The only thing that'll cost you is your time, energy, and $1 for the 2 lids. Lid. So 2 holes, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in here, and then I'm going to zip tie it so that it is enclosed in one end. The other end, I'm going to make like a lid type thing where I can easily. Alright, so notice I made 3 holes on this one versus 2 holes on this one. Okay, this one I'm going to make a little handle. Okay. Little handle so I can pull it. Pull the lid out easier. So you notice it's a lot harder to pull it out this way. You just don't have the leverage. But if you make a little handle here, This pulls it out a lot easier. Alright. So this is what it looks like. I got zip ties tying this to the net. The lid to load bait is here. Load bait. Close the lid. Okay. And then if I want to open up this, unload bait, just pull on this and it unloads. That's pretty much it. That's what I do. There's probably a lot of videos on YouTube on how to build your own bait tube, but this is my version. I mean, honestly, it's not rocket science. Just poke holes through the PVC pipe or the ABS pipes, zip tie, or whatever means you can use, like those carabiners to attach your bait tube to your net as well. But that's pretty much it. Alright, so next thing I'm gonna do is the do-it-yourself rod holder for surf casting or surf fishing. So you guys have seen in some of the YouTube videos where people have these little, they cast out the rod in the surf and then they put the rod into like a rod holder, right? Well, of course you can buy those or you can make it your own. And today I got, again, free ABS pipes, and I'm just gonna cut it up, sharp edge at the bottom, this one. So this rod has the biggest handle out of my rod collection. So if it fits, if this thing fits this thing should fit all my other rods. And it goes in nicely. Okay? So let's see. This thing goes in about right there. And I should make it so maybe about half the size of this should be good enough. So half the size of this should be good enough to hold the rods. Alright, I'm going to get started to measure. I'm going to measure and then cut it right in half. Alright, so this is about 28 inches. 28 inches in length. In diameter, it's 2 inches. So, the whole concept is having a sharp edge at one end so that you can dig it into the sand. Of course, the rod goes on the other end. I'm going to test this out. Right, I'm going to create some leverage for the rod holder so that I can use like a metal bar or something to be able to dig it down even further into the sand. So yeah. Through. So this metal pipe, or this metal stick, was part of a chair that I had already disposed of. Alright, so as you see here, I drilled a hole from one side to the other of the DIY rod holder. And that metal bar, you don't have to have the same metal bar. It's you can have any stick that's strong enough to go through so that you can have leverage to screw it into the sand. It can be rebar, it can be screwdrivers, whatever. Maybe I can test it out in the backyard. So the dirt here is pretty hard, and used to be a tree right there. So I was able to, I'm able to get this thing into the dirt here. I'm able to get that thing into the sand, no problem, because the sand's going to be a lot softer than this hard dirt. Again, there used to be a big tree right here. We had it removed recently, and so the dirt around here is pretty tight packed, and it's kind of dry too. So testing the concept, and successful. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Apologize, there's no fishing today. It's quite cold, and I noticed in the cold months fishes aren't very active, so I might as well use this weekend to do something productive towards the many projects that I wanted to do to achieve the common goal, which is to provide better content, fishing video content for you guys. But hopefully some of you guys maybe can find this video helpful, and if you do, please like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.